All right, welcome back to the 80 Star Basketball Channel. Kind of a big auction, bunch of in Heritage and eBay ending yesterday, and just wanted to talk about them. So this was the big one. We'll start out kind of with the bang. Was the 101 PSA 7 finished at 30,103. And this card was kind of hit right around my prediction at first. I said this would clear 30, and then I was kind of like, I was looking at the light on the side right edge, and I was left edge of this, and I wasn't sure. So I was like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't make it. But it hit exactly at 30, which is now three sales that have averaged 30 pretty much dead on. So this is definitely for people holding 101s. This is what you want to see. And again, I'll say my opinion on this. This is one to hold. This is the 101 is truly a unique card, and I've been talking about it, especially a lot more the last couple of weeks with Dustin coming out saying he's pursuing one, and the 101 is the true rookie. And everything kind of, what was different is I went to the Sacramento card show yesterday. They actually had the biggest one that I've ever seen in Sacramento. And they had, I'm just seeing people starting to talk about it. I've been talking about it with folks, but kind of people were jumping in on the conversation and saying, yeah, that's, that is, I think that's the true rookie card, and man, I want that card. And it was just kind of cool. But I did see the one that was there. I did see the price raise, and it's kind of, and I'll talk to the 86 Fleer. I know I contrast them, but I saw so many 86 Fleers, and that's the one thing I'd say about the card. In this hobby, a lot of it is scarcity. So much is scarcity. And this card with half the pop is the mantle. It's strong, but it's also just a very unique card with a story. So I'm seeing that, after the months I've been holding mine, the things that are starting to reflect. So I'll kind of move on, but that was definitely, as far as sales, that's kind of establishing the trend of what I see, that quality's being snatched up, and it's definitely good to see. So going on, this 9 for the 117, the second year base card, that was a little lower than I expected. Those have been definitely kind of soft, and this had a couple of solid subs on it. So I was a couple of 9.5 subs. I was definitely a little surprised by this one. I did my video on it. To me, it's an unloved card, but I guess it continues to be unloved a little. So I see a softening there. The 288, this one ended at 2,200, and this was kind of about where I thought this would end. This card's been strong, but it's just six and a BGS, and that kind of seems about right now. Same with this 195 with really solid subs. This 7, 9, other than centering, 9985. This was pretty dead on about what I would think that would go for. So 2,400 for a 7 right here. The 288, remember the 288 has a lower pop count. I think probably closer to 800. I don't know the exact numbers right now, but 800 to about, I think we're at 1100 on the 195. So reflected in the price. So going on to some other real quick eBay auctions, there's an authentic altered up for, and the bidding looks to be at about 5,000. That one's actually, it looks trimmed. I don't know about the top. It kind of does, looks up top trimmed a little, but sometimes these cuts, this one's close, but definitely left to right looks trimmed. But still, Eye Appeal, solid copy, and it's obviously in a BGS authentic altered. So that's my guess on this one, and looks like we're at 5,000 on it. So with strong Eye Appeal, it doesn't have much white around the edges, it can definitely have more, but it doesn't. So I expect this one, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets the 9-10 range. And now going over to some of the other ones, I'm just kind of tracking again. I'm just trying to track 86 Fleer to see where things go, 3,800. So we got about 2 days left for that 8.5. And also, sorry about my voice. I think kind of getting a little bit of a cold or something, so it's a little rough right now. And just a few other auctions. I'm kind of watching the 7.5 for the 288, the 7.5 for the Gatorade, and still a lot of time left, and we'll see what these end up at. But here's what's interesting. Here's a number 3, the 10 card set Jordan the Olympian for 910. A lot of time left, 4 days and 13 hours, but 9.5. So that's interesting to see. Here's a low grade 288 at 600 right now. And here's one of those authentic altered, pretty beat up, and it's at 1,000, but I think it just went on. So, checking out, I still love that uncut sheet. And then, a 7 for, there's a BGS 7 for 22,000. So let's hop on over to this one. I actually thought was, other than the 101 auction, this one grabbed my attention for a couple of reasons, because it had two pretty low ending 86 Fleers. It had this guy right here, this 9 in a new label with decent centering, not bad. And it sold for 15,000. So those have kind of been in the 16,000 range. So this was notable to me. I've seen them kind of fairly hold, but now that might be a drop. So I'm just going to kind of watch that one. And then there was an 8 for, but this is, old label, you never know. And obviously the centering, and that went for 5,000, which I think is reflected on the, old label and centering. So kind of can't tell. But the ones that I was watching for, as far as star, here's a complete set. Very nice. Remember, this is going to come down to condition and what card you have in it. But, you can see where the Wilkins 8.5 and the Drexler 9 and 8.5s and 9s for stars. And the bird actually came in the team bag. So it looked like it had one corner that, wasn't great, but still 6,000, that sounds pretty good, especially, really comes down to how these cards and the conditions, whatever they're saying, if they're raw, you got to just kind of trust. So picking up complete sets, if you're not in person, or, it's always like, you can never really gauge the value, great. And here, likewise, here's another set, and this one sold for 4,000, missing 14 cards, it looks like. And again, it just comes down to the condition, kind of all over the place, but it does have a gem mint, and these are all PSA graded for what they do have. So I thought that was a little interesting. Sometimes people only want PSA holders, and that's one of the things that's gotten Star going a little bit, is now that PSA is doing this, it's going to bring collectors out that, otherwise, and draw some interest that wouldn't have been there before. And so those were kind of the two main ones I was looking at. But these Jordans kind of caught my eye. And the other thing that caught my eye was some of these sets. There was multiple sets going up in varying conditions. And here was a PSA 8, mostly kind of, I guess, average, kind of call it, with stickers and everything. But, there's a few 9s, but there's a lot ungraded, like the Drexler and everything. So I was kind of looking at this because, again, it comes down to kind of hope. But with a PSA 6 Jordan, I was definitely kind of watching that. And that it finished a hair above 12,000. And this one, the last one that I will note, is this 86 Fleer sticker at a mint 9 that sold for 3,500. So anyway, kind of interesting results. That's the big kid right there. It was kind of weird. You get all 4 of those puppies that came out, and you can see the 101 really is head and shoulders. It's holding. It seems to me the market's just a hair softening. and it will for everything, kind of all together. But the 101 is bucking the trend, and it seems like people are really kind of waking up and seeing the value and the scarcity in this one. So, all right, and I forget to say it at the beginning, so I'll say it at the end. Like to hear your comments, like, subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.